one of the reasons why Matt Bowles started the Maverick Show is because he knows that he needs his perfect audience, his perfect listener, this potential client to know, like, and trust him. And I think of it as trademarked KLTI blueprint: know, like, trust, and then they invest. It just like when we're dating, you got to slowly court and date, and then it's time for them to buy that package. And you said that one of the examples was that you just had this guy on your podcast. He came on your show, and then he knew somebody else who needed to get into real estate investing, and he put the two of you together. Have you had any other experiences with this know, like, trust, and eventually doing business with your company that you might be able to share a story with us?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, all the time, right? And a lot of times it happens in different ways as well, right? So this is what you want to be conscientious of, right? A podcast is a networking opportunity, not just a selling platform. Okay. And that can work in all different types of ways. So for example, I spoke at the South by Southwest conference. This was before COVID, right? So 2019, spoke at the South by Southwest conference. And one of the people in the audience that came up afterwards to ask us questions was a guy I'd never met, never heard of him. He had heard every single episode of my podcast. So he knew me, he knew every single guest. He was citing the different guests and the different episodes, where his favorite episode was and all this kind of stuff. And then we went down to the bar. I said, come on, have a drink with us, So we all went down, we hung out and all this kind of stuff. And then later that year, we were hiring for a major position at our company, right? So one of the things I did, I knew he knew our company really well. So I reached out to him. I said, hey man, because we were connected on social media and stuff at that point, right? After we met at South by. And so I said, hey man, we got this position opening up if you know anybody that you think would be good. Now he's a huge fan of our brand, right? He knows, likes, and trusts me. He's a big fan of our brand and the lifestyle and all this kind of stuff. And so he was able to refer in the person that ended up being the superstar candidate that we ended up hiring for that position, right?
Wow.
So it can work in a lot of different ways. You have to also understand the other great thing about a podcast is it gives you the opportunity, if it's an interview show, to reach out to people that you would otherwise have no business reaching out to, and it's
100%.
And now all of a sudden you can say, hey, I host a podcast. Basically, I own a media platform and I want to help you get exposure and support and promote whatever it is that you're doing because I'm a fan of yours and I want to help you. Would you like the opportunity to come on my show and speak to my audience and all of that, right? Now, all of a sudden, you're building a relationship with somebody and then that creates a network. And then you can go back to that person and say, hey, you were so amazing on my show. Who else do you know that you think would make a spectacular guest for the Maverick Show? I do that all the time. That's how I get some of my best guests.